Welcome everyone. Today we're going to take a look at Cadillac's new Super Cruise technology, the hands-off, eyes on the road, autonomous type of driving. I'm going to show you what it's like behind the wheel, and we're going to go out on the interstate and see how well everything works. The Super Cruise here is an optional $2,500, plus you have to pay an active monthly subscription fee as well, because it will automatically update. It's going to run off of sensors down there, cameras up there, GPS, and it's going to constantly be updated and adding new roads in the US and Canada as of right now. So that's why there's a monthly subscription fee. Let's go ahead and get behind the wheel and let me show you how it works. Okay, before we get on the road, a quick look at Super Cruise and what you need to know. On your steering wheel, all you got to do is when you're on an approved interstate road, hit the cruise control button right there, and then on your display it will show up. You'll see that little indicator by the mile per hour. That means your cruise is ready. And then all you got to do is hit set. So you can set whatever speed you're going. Once you're going and you're on a road and you want to use Super Cruise, you press this button right here. Now we're not on an interstate right now, so if I push that button, this is what it's going to give you. There are several roads that you might expect it to do this, but there's a lot of roads that it doesn't have Super Cruise available, at least yet. If Super Cruise is not on and working, you can just hit this button over here, which is your lane keeping system, to turn that off or on with that. Another quick note, while we're driving, there are sensors in this steering wheel right here. There's going to be a green light that shows up right here. That means that Super Cruise is good to go. This little thing right here is also a sensor, so you might see some flashing lights from that while the camera's rolling. That's normal. You don't see that in person. It's just part of the sensor system to make sure your eyes are on the road. All right, y'all, we are now behind the wheel of the XT6. Gonna test out the Super Cruise on, if you want to know where I am, I'm on Interstate 30 in Texas, outside the DFW area. But let's see how it works. So it doesn't work on a lot of roads that are not common interstate roads. There are a lot of roads that it does work, but you're going to have to check that out and try it on different roads for yourself. And it's going to constantly be updating. But first step, you're going to want to get on your interstate, turn cruise control on, and then once we're up to speed, get it set. We push the little steering wheel button, and you'll be set. You'll see this turn green. Okay, I just set the cruise. I'm gonna turn it up to 70, the speed limit. Boom, press the button. We have green light, hands in the lap. We're gonna see how it goes. Oh, it's flashing green. So what does that mean? It's red. Okay, Super Cruise disengaging. I'm not sure why it disengaged. We'll try it again. It really has only done that once or twice in my time so far. Okay, so I figured out what the problem was. I have the point of view camera I have clipped onto my hat, and apparently it didn't like that. I just reactivated it because it can't see your face, can't see your eyes as well, just can't tell that you're paying attention. So green light means we are good to go. Hands on the lap. We're gonna see how this does. I might fast forward through sometimes so that we can just kind of skip through some stuff and see how it goes. But if you didn't see that, there was debris in the road, and this did not try to avoid the debris. That's why it's important to pay attention to the road, and honestly, always keep your hands ready. Even though it says hands off, it's so important to keep your hands ready. It's doing a good job going around this corner right now. It's keeping the distance right here. We can adjust our distance on the steering wheel, and it will show you in front of you. Right now we have the shortest distance. You can have 3 different lengths of distance, and it'll do a good job keeping distance. And it has a trailering function too, so where if you're actually trailering and you need more space, it will accommodate by giving you more space with each interval. So I'm going to switch lanes. One thing to know is that this does not have it. There are different things that you can do. It just turned green. Or different levels of that. You have one level where here I have to change lanes. It's totally fine. Next thing is you can signal and it will change lanes for you and carry on. The next level is when you approach somebody, if you're still going below your set speed, it will signal and turn for you and go around. This one is the lowest to where you have to do it yourself, but Super Cruise does allow for those next two to where it can do it on its own. As you can see, hands are off the wheel. I'm not doing anything. It's keeping the speed, braking, steering, cruising, as long as your green light is on. Now watch this. I'm going to cover up my eyes a little bit. It starts blinking. So that's what it will do as soon as you start to cover up your eyes. It'll give you a few seconds, or if you're looking away, if you're distracted, anything like that. And let me go ahead and cover them up even longer. I'm gonna cover them up longer so you can see what happens when it stops and disengages. Okay, eyes are covered up, it's blinking. It's gonna blink long enough, and then it's gonna stop, and it's gonna say Super Cruise, disengaging, take vehicle control. Okay, so it's just basically turned everything off to where the vehicle's just coasting. To reactivate Super Cruise, just press that button, green light, and we are good to go. Now let me share with you one scenario. I was cruising, I was going around a semi. They started to move, like I was not quite to the back of the trailer. I was ready to pass it. They started to kind of teeter-totter on the line, and they started to come into my lane a little bit, and this did not recognize that. So I had to take control. It was not prepared for a vehicle to come into the lane. If the semi actually came in front of me, it would stop or slow down, but it wasn't prepared for that. So as you've seen, it's gone around corners, it's kept a good distance. I have to turn the signal and actually change lanes. Some Super Cruise, you don't have to do that. But what do you think? Does it meet your expectations? You'll have to see if it works in roads around you and whether or not it's worth $2,500 and an extra $25 a month. Let me know down below. So what do you think of the Super Cruise technology? Is it worth the $2,500? Is it worth the monthly fee to have it as well? It is truly hands-off, which is pretty impressive, but you still have to have your eyes on the road, which is good. And I'd like to know whether or not you would even trust it. You know, there have been a couple times where I would take the wheel, and I have taken the wheel, and you need to be paying attention. And that's why they say hands off, eyes on the road. But let me know what your thoughts are down below. And if you want to see a detailed review of this Cadillac XT6 in more detail, be sure to check in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and have a great day.